Yo, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to the 12th episode. I remember this time. The 12th episode of Wrestling with the Bros. Acknowledge us. Hey, welcome to another edition of Wrestling with the Bros alongside Fair. I am Chris. Hope you guys are having a great start to your day, your evening, your week, wherever you're doing right now. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button on our YouTube channel, Wrestling with the Bros. When we go live like we are now, you will be notified. And if you're on X, Twitter, whatever you call it, follow us at WWTB 2024. Tonight, we have a special guest in the building all the way from the LBC, Long Beach, Compton. But
This
yes.
nigga.
But no, all the way from Los Angeles, she is here with us. Thank you so much for joining in. Ladies and gentlemen, Pop Smoke is in the building. Pop is in the building. What's going on, Pop? How you feeling?
Hey, I'm chilling. Thank y'all for having me on.
No,
Appreciate it.
no problem. Thank you. Thank you for being on here. It is a lot going. Well, not a whole lot going on because it's about to be summertime. So, we'll see what's what. But we had Backlash, we had Raw, and we unfortunately we had SmackDown. Yeah, SmackDown's been ass. Let's just call it a buck. It's been ass. Okay.
For a
Ooh,
while too.
Wonder
It's
why.
not like it's not like it's just recent. It's slowly just been a car crash. Boom.
yeah, it's been terrible.
Wonder why.
It has been
Wonder why.
terrible.
I'm
Because
What happened?
proud.
no, well,
I
well,
don't know.
well, they fired Road Dogg as the top writer. That's why.
Oh, is that what it is? It wasn't ass
Yeah.
when he was there too. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, it was actually better.
Go ahead.
But yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and get started with Backlash. It took place in Fair's backyard of Tampa, Florida. It was actually a good pay-per-view or PLE. I don't know what the fuck they call it anymore. But it was a really good show. I enjoyed it. Pop, I believe you said that you enjoyed it as well. I know Fair did also. It was only 5 matches. So Pop, I'm gonna start with you. What was your overall take of Backlash?
This is the type of storytelling I should be seeing all the time. Like you building up these plots, you having these big moments. Cause like I think I talked with y'all about it before, how like to me, WWE is like story video games in real life. Like you have your conflicts and stuff, and then you have that big moment where you go to battle and stuff like that. So I think it's like for me, just being I'm a casual. I'm a proud casual of WWE content, but I still enjoy the product. And I think for me, that really gravitated me towards it is just the building of these storylines, these rivalries, and then you concluded with these great matches. And I think this was that. You had some of these storylines I've been building over the last year or so, and then also storylines that are. And then you got storylines that you're starting to build with Roman and Fatu. So like, and then you're having these large catalysts and conclusions and probably things that are just like, okay, we had this, but this is just a battle. This is not the war. So that's what I really liked about it.
Yeah, nuanced storytelling. That's what they when they're at their best. When it's not about just the grand scheme and getting to the big stages and stuff. When you get in the nooks and the crannies, and when they start turning stones, is when WWE starts to cook. And definitely, I agree with you. This past well, on one show for about 2 months now, they've been cooking. I can't say on the other show because they don't do that over there. But over here on the other side, where we are. You know what I'm saying? We've been cooking for about too much, but it's nuance. It's not just a broad stroke of it. You got to go look some shit up. You got to go listen to a podcast. You got to go here, there, and the other way. You know what I'm saying? So it's that's when they, like I said, that's when they get in their bag, and that's when the moments at the matches that they're trying to pay off bigger because of the detailed story that they build. It's not just a thing to get a pop every week. It's not just a thing to get something popping on Twitter. It's something that they built for a month. That Jacob and Roman story was built well for a whole month. Then you got that match. That's why the match was so good because the story paving it was really good. You know what I'm saying? And now they're kicking off to the next part of it. So yeah, man. I thought Backlash was excellent. Absolutely.
uh,
SmackDown's trash. Trash.
uh,
I'm gonna keep saying.
a- actually, fair. I mean, if you really think about it, they've been building that story for longer than a month. I mean, they really honed in on it for a month, but you could really say they've been building that story for quite some time because I think
For a year or
as
two.
some,
Yeah, for
yeah,
a year or
yeah,
two.
yeah. I
Yeah.
Especially when you had that tension between like that break between him and Solo happen. And then
Mhm.
like to me, that was like really the catalyst of it. And then like the slow grind that they have been building with Fatu kind of being like the lone wolf in the family, trying to find his own way and grind it out
mm-hmm,
type stuff. And then now you're doing that, right? And now the head of the family coming in is like, you got to step in line,
mm-hmm.
and now you kind of have that between him and Roman, which I'm really liking.
Yeah,
It's not
like,
even that the head of the family came in. It was that he went to the head of the family and said, "I want to take everything you want or you got."
Mm,
Not, yo, how do I get what you got? No, I'm gonna take what you got, what you built. But and Roman's like, brother, first of all, this belt is not even who I am. Like he said, the title don't make the man make the title.
mm-hmm,
I am me. I am me because I am me. You have to build to be me. That's really
mm,
the fight in the story. You know what I'm saying? That's the fight. Jacob, I want it now. He don't want to wait. He don't want to put in the work that Roman did. He just think that Roman went to WWE and everything's been handed to him and with chicken and chicken, fried chicken, rainbows and Skittles and all of that shit. Nah, bro. He had to work for 10 years to get that spot. He had to work for 10 years to get these last 6 years. Let's call it like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's the grind that he did on the major scale. You want that, you got to put in the work. Just because you won the title, don't mean you get the perks. That's the whole story.
and then not only that, there's a lot of responsibility that comes with having the title, which is something I think having that title when you're at the top of the company. Roman, he told him that at the beginning of this feud.
Mhm.
I do want to get to the because like I said, it was only 5 matches, but I really thought all 5 matches were really good. I was actually at my brother's 40th birthday party, so I caught watching it live. I caught the second, third, and the fourth match. I missed the first two, or the first and the last one, but I went back and I watched it. That Seth and Braun Breaker match, that was an absolute banger of a match.
Banger. Yes,
That was a
absolutely.
great match. That was a great match. I really,
Asuka and Io was a fire match too.
yeah, and you know what? You know what? We, ladies and gentlemen, we have to give Fair credit where credit is due. Fair was saying, I know in our group chat, he was saying that it felt like Oscar was going to retire or call it a career or what have you, and pretty much she did. And if you paid attention on Raw when she gave Io Sky a hug as she has her bag in her suitcase and she's walking out, it was kind of like a throwback to her paint from NXT on her face.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if Asuka is retiring full time or if she's going back to Japan to wrestle and be closer to her family. I know she's had some knee issues in the past few years, But no, that Seth and Braun Breaker match, that was a very, very good match. I thought Seth did a really good job of making Braun Breaker. Well, Braun Breaker did a good job too, but Seth really made
Yeah.
him look really good, made him look really strong. Uh, I mean, you could really argue that was the match of the night, honestly.
I think that was a great kickoff match. Like, if you want to start your card off with a banger, this was that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that was my match of the night, and I'll probably put Yo Oscar 2 and Roman Fatu 3. I think I'll go in that order.
Yeah. No, I don't know what it is. And not saying that they can't that WWE can't put on uh good pay-per-views when when it's their big ones because we've seen it in the past. But but sometimes, man, they really hit the mark with and I'm using air quotes here, their smaller pay-per-views. Uh and I guess when you're able to hone in on just that, you get some really, really good quality matches. Uh,
Hmm.
but here's something that I really liked, and I saw people complaining about it on the timeline about
Oh, people
how,
complaining. Oh no. Oh,
but they were complaining about how Jacob Fatu was no selling Roman after Roman had defeated him. And my thing is the story isn't that's not a part of the story. The story is even though Roman beat him, Jacob is still that loose cannon. And I thought Roman did an outstanding
no.
job of selling and making Jacob Fatu look even stronger. Even though he lost, he made him look super stronger. Fair. What do you think about that? About how Roman made? Well, I kind of have an idea, but what do you think about Roman and how he made Jacob look so good after this match?
Got jokes.
And where do you see Jacob Fatu? Like, where do you see his trajectory being here in the next coming months to a year?
So I mean, I don't like. I see Jacob being a player, right? But I don't
Hmm.
like this. Like I've said this several times on this pod. WWE likes to crowdsource, so they will throw somebody that they have faith in a spot that they normally probably didn't earn, but they want to see what they do with it. They want to throw you in the deep water and see if you can swim, and see if the crowd reacts to you swimming. So I feel like this is Jacob's time to prove himself. Will any of this come out with a title win? No, he's not beating Roman Reigns. I mean, he's not big enough to beat Roman Reigns. Is
I,
this a prelude to Royal Rumble? Yeah, I think you can throw his hat in the ring for Royal Rumble win next year. This is the time where he has to prove himself. He's been saying on a lot of pods, and I don't know if people caught this. He said that match is going to make me or break me. He don't mean as far as in character. He means with his eyes with management that he has to perform in these matches. And if he performs like he's doing right now, he's doing excellent. He keeps doing that, he's probably going to get a big push in 2027. But that's where that push is going to be. But he's going to be a big star after this. Like it's he's out here beating the shit out of Roman Reigns and getting cheered, bro. Like that's like yeah, yeah,
yeah,
you're good,
he's the heel that you're in love with, right? Like, you love the story
right?
because he's from that I got it out the mud type grind, and I'm willing to attack anybody who's in my way to achieve my goal. And I do agree, he is not going to get a belt at any point this year. However, if he continues to build like he has been over the last year or so, I can see them pushing him. And this story that they can, like, you can do so much with Jacob and his story that you can have him elevate even outside of the revitalized bloodline, right? You can
Mhm.
he like you said, Fair, he's a loose cannon, he's a wild man, he's a
Mhm.
madman, and he's not gonna just be satisfied with winning one belt. He want to come for it all. He wants to be the king. And he has to show that he has that ability, not only in the ring, but also in his ability to sell. And like you said, the crowd is rolling with him and rocking with him. He can do no wrong.
Yeah, no, I agree with everything you all said. like this goes back and you know I always like I mess with Fair about Roman and stuff, but no, Roman honestly is one of the best workers in the business, and
Hmm.
he's the top dog right now. So what do you do to build stars outside of having tag teams, a good, very good tag teams? You have to have you have to have a very good top person who is capable of putting talent over because at some point Roman's not going to be there. You know, and what I mean by that is he's not going to be there because he may just say, you know what, I can't physically do it anymore. I'm done. You have to
Or
start putting
he got some a path to go somewhere else. Like it's coming.
right,
Like brother,
right.
it's coming.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's definitely coming. So him doing this for Jacob or putting Jacob over, I thought was a very good thing. Like even though Jacob lost, Jacob looked super strong, and like I said, even after the match was over, Roman had that look in his face like I just beat this dude, and this nigga still like
Right.
it's like what more can I do? I thought I
Yeah, and the people that's complaining, talking about he knows so, bro. Do you not have you ever seen Jacob Fatu wrestle before? Like that's what he does. That's what he
right,
does. You might put him
but
down for a couple of seconds, but he's gonna get up and fuck you up. That's what people from the bottom do, bro. They don't stay down. That's the gimmick. Like that's
yeah,
how you know you don't get shit. You don't pay attention to shit. You just don't know shit.
and then also, man, what the hell's going on? A lot of that's two ambulance trucks I've seen in 30 seconds.
Yep, that's how wrestling.
but no, but like the fact that this adds on to the story and how it carried over onto Monday Night Raw just adds layer to the story. The only thing I'm just worried about, or I'm wondering, will this end at Clash of Italy, or will they continue it and try to stretch it out a little bit in the summer? That's what I'm wondering. Will it end in Italy, or will they stretch it out a little bit into the summer?
I don't think because after Clash, he's on two. He's on two. By the way, let's talk about part timers, right? Yeah, part timers. He's not going to be on June, right? Like stop listening to these buffoons that write these freaking articles, bro. They don't know shit. They don't know shit, brother. That
Uh,
is a money player. You are negotiating with him. If he don't want to go to fucking Saudi Arabia, then I'm not gonna fucking be on Raw in June. I'm being it twice. That's it. That's what a fucking person that's a businessman does. That's why they took it off because they didn't know the fucking dates yet. They had to work it out. Relax. Jesus
Pop,
Christ.
Pop. As you can see, he's very passionate about his boy Roman here.
It's not even yo. It's
And
crazy
nah,
that people
nah, nah,
freaking
nah. But I do get him because I'm not gonna lie. What y'all call them people? The IWC?
Uh
Yeah,
huh.
yeah,
that's a miserable group of people. Like
bro.
they not satisfied or
Oh
happy
my
with
god.
nothing, no matter how good
Not a
it
damn
is.
thing.
They always got something to complain about. So like I kind of get like where Fair coming from it, but hey, Chris, he is passionate about his boy.
You know, it's you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm dead ass. I look at Roman like I look at Dak Prescott, bro. That's dead ass. That's my dead ass how I look at him. The motherfucker is so disrespectful to this man, but he is so good. He's
hmm
really fucking good, bro. From the Shield, I watched him from the Shield to what he's done now. The evolution of that dude, bro. You can't. I don't understand the hate. I don't understand. Like, you can understand why people hate people. I understand why people hate LeBron. I understand why people hated Kobe. You feel what I'm saying? But a man who's never took a wrong step, who we all know that has creative leads that were ass for like 7 years, and then he takes it in his own hand, he blows up, and you still hate. You still find something to hate on the man for. I don't get it. I don't get it. This shit don't make sense to me.
Well, you know what? I don't understand why either. Honestly, I think part of it is though. I think fair to be fair because he's not there all the time. I think people don't like the part-time champions. Like he'll show up at certain points, whatever. But but in his defense, when he does show up, it feels like a huge deal. When he does show up,
Chris,
it
I'm gonna
feels
keep
like
it
a
real with
huge deal.
you.
Like
That argument is bullshit too. The man stayed away from a title for 2 years, bro. Can't have a title match in 2 years. Not a title
no, no, no,
match
no, no,
except for Rumble if you want to do that. He didn't have a title match. He didn't go for a title. He didn't. He let the title situation be. He was away from it. You can't
no,
blame none of the last 2 years on Roman Reigns. None of that title shit. None of that
no, no,
part
no, no, no,
time.
no,
He
no,
was
no,
no,
no, no,
he
no,
bro.
no, no,
He
no.
doesn't get title shot. This is his first title shot in 2 years.
No, 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 no. What I'm saying is when he was champion, when he was the Universal Champion, and he was only showing up every so often, people were mad about that because people were complaining about Brock Lesnar doing the same thing. Excuse me. No, the last 2 years, yeah, no, he didn't have a title. He didn't need the title for the last 2 years. But now that he has it, now he's about to start elevating other talent around him again and elevating that particular title in itself.
And who
Um,
SmackDown elevate? Can you who SmackDown elevate? I don't talk about that. Who the fuck SmackDown elevates?
oh
Who's the guy
man.
that's supposed to get people over there? He don't get nobody over. You want to put him in my guy's fucking territory? You better get the fuck out of here. I'm for the rest of the year. I'm on a fucking tangent. I'm propaganda fucking channel Roman Reigns. I don't give a shit no more. I don't give a shit no more. I don't give a shit no more.
um,
That's all.
you know what though? Going back to Backlash real quick, I did like the Danhausen and the mini Danhausen's tag team match against the Miz and Wilson.
That was
Um,
fire. That
yeah,
was funny as
that
hell
was
too.
funny. That was funny as heck. Um, I, I want to ask you this. Well, I want to ask you guys this. And Pop, I'll start with you. What is your thoughts about the John Cena? Excuse me, man, the John Cena. What do you call it? The Clash or the tournament or whatever the fuck you
Uh,
call it.
John Cena something challenge. I think it is actually.
Yeah, challenge. I think it's called the John Cena challenge or what have you. Pop, I'll start with you. Give us your thoughts about that and how you feel this will help elevate talent in the company.
Me, I think it'll highlight. I think it will highlight a lot of talented wrestlers that are kind of they're languishing. Like there are some wrestlers I see like they get little opportunities. It's like, damn, you talented as hell, but you don't really get a lot of shine. Like on SmackDown or Raw or even on any of these pay-per-views where you have like some mini fight on the card. And I like that. I like that you're creating even more opportunities for a lot of these young stars that are in the company that may not have that chance or have that shot, and you're creating a highlight for them essentially with this. Because I'll take it like this: there was something that got me to start watching NXT, and it was a clip that I saw of Oba, and I think it was Trick, and it has something to do with them being at Mania. And I'm like,
Mm.
like they didn't have a match or whatever, but they just kind of like was there. I was like, yo, who are these guys? And I looked into it and I started watching it, and I'm just like, yo, these are really talented guys. I would like to see them on a Raw or a SmackDown someday. And now I see them on so like for me, that's what I think this is. It's like, yo, that's my young star. I want to watch and see how they grow within this company, see who they become in this company, and I like it.
Yeah. Two things about I mean. One, I really hope they know what they're doing with this online voting shit that they're gonna probably do through Twitter or whatever, because a bunch of trolls are gonna go in there and fuck the shit up. Two, he said Oba's name a bunch, so I guess we were spoiled. I mean, that just feels like to me that's a showcase for Oba to beat the shit out of a whole bunch of people. That's what it feels like to me. So I mean, I love it. I just don't know if this crop of NXT dudes are ready yet for that because they haven't like these are the dudes that are replacing the people that just came up, right? So those are the dudes that are the most over they were the driving ticket. Now they replace them with new people, and I don't know if those dudes are ready yet. I don't think they've been up on like the TV level of NXT long enough for me to say that I'm even interested in any of them. But I hope they give the bottom of the roster on the main level a whole bunch of shine with this because I would love to see Javon get some shine. Well, he's getting shine, but even more shine. Maybe he pulls off a win or however this works. But I just need to know more details for me. Like it's kind of inconclusive. They were very general. It wasn't like I'm not the type of person like these IWC clowns that just jump out of the sky. Oh no, I understand it. Okay, I'll let them explain it to me and then I'll understand it. So like it's a good concept. Again, that viral trying to do the voting online live, that's gonna backfire. I'm hoping they don't do that. Maybe, you know, give a couple of days so you can sort out the trolls. But yeah, like I like the concept of it, but I don't know really what that's gonna do, especially if they bring a lot of NXT folks up. I don't know what that's gonna do for them yet because I don't think they're ready yet.
Well, this is almost like what was that thing they had back in the day? What was it called? Cyber Sunday, whatever it was called back in the day.
Yeah, and they used to fake those shits.
Yeah. No, I'm with you guys. I hope that this brings a light to a lot of talent that that deserve to have talent. But I don't know, man. I really, I'm hoping that it works. I'm hoping that it works. We'll
Um,
see. We'll see if it does. But I know I'm looking forward to it. But like I said, I just hope that it works well and that people are able to get the shine that they deserve. Because man, how many times have we sat here and said, man, so and so needs to get their shine because man, they just aren't getting no story or whatever. Well, hopefully this will be able to accomplish that. I'm hoping
yeah,
that it will
but
be
I
able to
will say
accomplish
I
that.
do have one gripe with this though, and has been
Hmm.
my gripe that I have spoken to you, Chris, about extensively.
Hmm.
Is the lack of attention the creative team puts into a lot of their talented stars that are already on Raw and SmackDown. It's like
Hmm.
you're doing something and it's like and then you pivot away. You pivot away and then specifically with SmackDown, you ain't really nothing over there for real. Like y'all trying to figure this shit out in real time. I know what y'all should do, but y'all not gonna do it, but because of whatever reason. But there's a lot of young
Yeah, I wonder
stars
why.
on the uh,
Wonder why.
listen. I'm telling you, they waiting too long to do something. I swear to you, will be
Wonder why.
explosive. Like,
They don't
but
because he don't
hey,
want to. Because he don't want
what
to. That's
man?
why.
Listen,
He don't want. Let's keep it real. He don't want to. He want to be his idol. He want to be his guy. He want to be 2.0.
yeah,
That
but
that's what's going on.
yeah, but I'm gonna be honest, that shit gonna get old real quick.
It is old real quick. You ain't see the last 3 years, but listen, let's break it down from 40, where everybody says is the best WrestleMania ever, right? Keep no fronts. TKO tried to interfere with that main event. They tried to put Rock and Roman together, but the crybabies cried about it, so they made the new the both main events, night 1 and 2, tag team, and then Roman versus Cody. Cody wins. Last year they put The Rock in there, and then Rock said, "I don't want to do this shit no more because it shit's whack," and he didn't fucking want to do it. So he left him by the goddamn self and had Travis Scott walk his slow ass down that fucking ramp, and then fucking got fucking beat up, and then he lost the title. Then he tried to do the shit again randomly because Pat McAfee didn't want to really do be in wrestling no more, and his contract was up. So they said, "Hey, do this real quick, and you done," and they did it. Why? Because he wasn't getting traction. Because his ass was getting booed and Randy was getting cheered, but he was beating the shit out of his ass.
Well,
It's been that for the last 3 years they've been trying to interfere in this man's match. And that should tell you something because something's not hitting.
no,
Something's not hitting for them in the
it's
metrics.
dry. I'm gonna be honest, it's dry as hell, and I I'm gonna say this. One thing I love that has come out of the bullshit of SmackDown is the fact that Michin and B-Fab are getting shine because they're like two of
Yeah.
my favorite young women wrestlers, and I just always wanted to see more of them. And being in this faction with Jade is really kind of putting them more on the screen. I just love that elevation for them. But I think I talked to you fair about this. Chris, my dream, like one of my dream matches, is eventually Charlotte and Jade, and I hope that is what comes out of this three-team faction that we get that solo. I hope that is a conclusion. But my problem is I do not have faith that they are able to build up a great storyline and carry it out just because I've seen them drag a lot of these storylines on Raw and SmackDown that should have had epic conclusions, but they're still unfulfilled.
Hmm.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah. No. I think it's time for Cody to turn heel, but they can't afford it for him to turn heel right now because they don't
Why?
have another. Well, wait a minute. Okay, if he turns heel, the who's your top baby face on SmackDown?
Send Oba ass over there.
Open's
What?
the baby face.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oba. Yeah. Oba's a super bad. Now,
Oba's a
now,
face.
see. Yeah. Now, you know what? James and
Send
I
LA
have
Knight
said
ass
that.
over there. You ain't doing nothing. He
Yeah.
ain't been on TV for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
He ain't doing shit.
No, no, Oba, he would be my first choice. Because of this, I think that would help. Actually, that would do him some good, especially with this Oba open challenge that he's having. I think that would be good for him to be over there. Matter of fact, James and I have said this, and I know Fair has said this. Send him over to SmackDown. That'll definitely liven it up a little bit. I totally agree with that. Um,
Ain't
I feel
Trick
like
and
that's the plan.
Carmelo over at SmackDown?
Trick is on
Carmelo's
SmackDown,
hurt.
so yeah,
Carmelo's hurt though, so I can't.
yeah.
We can't really. I don't really count
Okay.
that. But yeah, he's the face. Trick is a pseudo face. Like everybody loves him because he's a face, but he's technically a heel. So yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
he
you
like
know
the
what I'm saying?
anti-hero, you know. He not
Yeah.
neither
Yeah,
good or
Yeah.
bad. He kind of in the middle.
You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
bro. Everything and I've been saying this again since I started. We started this podcast. Everything is gray Jedi in WWE. They make it seem they are making it seem that it just depends on the day. Like Roman can be a face, but if you piss him off, yeah, he's gonna do something dastardly. Uh, Same thing with with a Jey Uso or LA Knight, or even the line that Cody Rhodes walks, because he wrestles matches like a heel the last few months, but he's not a heel. He's out here preaching,
Hmm.
give everybody a chance, shit. Like that, the shit's
Hmm.
not adding up, bro.
Yeah.
Like either
Yeah.
you
It's
want to
it's
be an
coming.
asshole or
It's
you don't
coming.
want to be an asshole. Like you
It's
need to
coming.
hurry up. And I love that
Nah,
they put
but
Gunther over
but
there because I feel Gunther's going to take that title off him. I call it right now. I think Cook is going to want to take that title off him. I'm going to tell you that.
hey,
Ooh.
to me, it will add some excitement onto SmackDown because SmackDown low key was one of my favorite of the two, just because they had like a lot of storylines I really rocked with on SmackDown. But it's been dry for me, honestly. It to me it seems more gimmicky than anything. And like they're throwing things at the wall. That's kind of why I kind of fell back off of it. And also they unnecessarily made Rhea a champion. She doesn't fucking need it, but hey.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
that really just kind of turned me
Uh,
off to SmackDown.
I don't
Yeah.
know if you paid attention to the episodes leading up to WrestleMania, but Rhea lost a lot of respect for me, bro. Like she played that victim shit so fucking fast, and it just everybody turned, and it was just like the shit was ass after that. And you can't do that in wrestling. That's how you
Hmm.
make your money. You're go
Yeah,
back and forth. Your Rhea Ripley is not a real person.
yeah, and I think that's what kind of messed it up because that could have been a great build up, but you kind of soured the water, and there's no way to walk back from that.
Right.
And in a great match that had potential, just I don't know, it was just a dud. And again, they doing these tag teams, these triple threats, stuff like that. I'm like, the creative team on SmackDown needs to get revamped. Like the stories ain't hitting for me. I ain't gonna lie, the stories on Raw ain't hitting for me because they dragged out that Kyrie saying Oscar shit for way too long. They should have been had that become an explosive three-way match with EO in the mix. Um, like well, that has
Yeah,
really been my gripe with WWE. Like for a couple of months now, it's just I feel like they've been getting away with mediocrity because they are the name.
WWE. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
They
I agree.
definitely coast sometimes on their laurels. Like I would like Survivor Series, the Rumble. I tell people not to even pay attention to the shit because it really don't matter. They don't care. They do not care about nothing about Survivor Series. They don't care about no Saturday Night Main Event in December and anything up as till 2 weeks before the Rumble. It ain't gonna matter. This is really the time between WrestleMania and SummerSlam. That's the hot time of WWE. Everything else is gonna be boring and stupid and repetitive all day. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
Well, yeah.
when they
Well,
coast on the laurels in their name, it just gets bland. It gets hard to watch, and it makes me take a week off. So that's that's what we do.
um, I do want to get to Raw real. I do want to get to Raw because there was one thing. I Here's something I didn't understand. Braun Breaker got a huge victory over Seth Rollins at Backlash, and on Monday Night Raw, no promo
He's
from
in the
him.
fucking nah. He's in a
I don't.
damn 6 man. Are you
Yeah,
kidding
yeah,
me?
right, right. But that's my point. He gets a huge win over Seth Rollins, and you don't have this guy not cut a promo at all. Like Raw was average on Monday. It was okay. I wasn't like it blew me out the water or anything. But no, that was something I didn't understand. How you don't have Braun Breaker not cut a promo after one of the biggest victories of his career so far. That to me
Yeah,
that made no sense at
that was
all.
a miss. I don't understand that, and I understand you had the interaction with him and Seth again, and whatever you're trying to build with him and the Street Profits. I don't know. But yeah, you gotta say words. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man. You lost the momentum. The man just had a banger
Mm.
match, and then you had him out there with fucking the vision, doing sign language, whatever the fuck he was doing, acting out
Right.
whatever the promo was. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Like, what were you doing?
I have no idea. I have no idea. But I do, and fair. I told you this, and Pop. I'll say this to you. I find it interesting that even though the Street Profits are back, that the camera is focusing a lot on Montez Ford
Hmm.
speaking with Seth. And I told Fair this. I said them doing that indicates me or tells me rather that they're trying to see how Montez Ford looks next to a big star, and Seth Rollins is a huge star in the company. They're trying to see how he looks, how he interacts, how he says his words, so forth and so on. Fair, you said that you believe Dawkins is going to turn on Montez Ford. After seeing how Montez Ford has been in the camera a lot with Seth, I can see that happening. At first, I was like, "Yeah, I
That's
doubt
why.
it." Yeah, but yeah,
Everything
I
was
agree.
everything has been Dawkins talking to not Dawkins. I'm sorry, Ford talking to Seth. Ford has the
Hmm.
attitude with Seth. Dawkins didn't really have the attitude with Seth this week because he saved him, so he was cool with it. But he had to rock with his boy, right?
Hmm.
But anything that is focused on the person again, WWE crowdsources, they want to see how people react to those moments. But then if you have a dude that maybe didn't think wasn't on the same page, but gives the man a look and then says, "All right, I'm going with my boy, but I really don't want to go with my like." That tells me somebody's turning. And then I'm gonna switch it real quick. They did this. They're doing the same shit with Raquel and Roxanne. Raquel is the one who's gonna turn on that group. Keep that's who's gonna turn. But it's always it's the trick, the sleight of hand thing. They're gonna
Yeah,
make you
no,
focus here, but it's in the background where you should be looking.
hey, Fer, that's
Mm.
crazy because I've been peeping that with Raquel for a couple months. I'm like, yo, I see they're trying to play up this Roxanne stuff, but I'm really seeing the
Mm,
play with Raquel and the Dawkins turning on Ford. I forgot what match it was. It was a tag team match. It could have been when it was the Motor City Machine Guns and the other group where they had that triple threat tag team match or
The
whatever.
ladder match.
Yeah, that ladder match. When it was
Yeah, I
that
understand.
during that, it was something Dawkins did. I said, "Yo, is it about to happen now?" So I think they've kind of been like teasing that, slow building that, and with them being back, I think they're really gonna see if they can lean on that angle because I do think if the Street Profits do break up, that's gonna be a really big moment.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, no,
definitely something that's gonna people have people talking. And that's why it has to be Dawkins because Dawkins really not that he has nothing. I don't want to make him seem like he has or anything like that. I'm just saying like he's not the dude with the shine on him. So he has
hmm
to get shine, and the way to get shine will be to turn on the dude with the shine. You feel what I'm
yeah,
saying? So it makes sense to me, and
And
it's
I
the
think
same thing with
it'll
Roxanne and Roxanne.
and I think with both those situations, it's gonna help the person who turns and the person who gets turned on. I think those
Mm,
situations has a way to elevate both parties, and I just hope that they curate it correctly. Because, like I said, this is really good story content you have. Just properly build it and conclude it when you need to. Don't drag it out.
yeah. I agree. No, I've been saying for like at least the last 4 years, they need to break up the Street Profits, especially after that Elimination Chamber match that Montez had. He should have been on a solo run then, but
right.
because whatever they didn't break up the Street Profits. But no, this is the time for them to break up the Street Profits. Excuse me. Let this build all the way up. Maybe what's this May? Maybe go up to SummerSlam or right before SummerSlam and have them turn, and then maybe you get a match at SummerSlam or something like that between those two. I don't know, but it needs to come to an end soon. Um, let's go ahead and let's get to the very end of Monday Night Raw when they were going to have when Roman was going to have the acknowledgement ceremony where Jacob was supposed to acknowledge his cousin, and you knew I knew me personally, I knew that wasn't going to happen, but it really hit when Jacob Fatu saw when Jay Uso rather was trying to stop Jacob from going out there, was trying to calm him down, and Jacob headbutted him and took him out and pretty much beat the living dog shit out of Jimmy Uso and Roman Reigns. Kudos, like I mentioned this earlier, kudos to Roman Reigns for making his cousin look good. That is what you do. That is what you do. You make other talent look really good. Because matter of fact, they were even chanting Jacob Fatu's name at the very end of the show,
Hmm.
and that's a good sign. That's a very good sign that Jacob being in the ring with Roman is working right now. So, Pop, I'll ask you this: would you like to see a rematch at Clash of Italy, or do you want to see this story kind of play itself out a little bit throughout the summer?
I want, for me personally, I like slow burn, big explosion conclusions. Like that's my
Hmm.
preference. Let's just kind of nick each other up. We're having these little battles, but the war is where we really gonna try to see who gonna come out of this the sole winner. So I would prefer them kind of slow build it and then we get the conclusion near the end of the summer.
Fair.
Nah, it's over at Class of Italy. Again, it's a plot device, so to speak, right? It's to get Roman to SummerSlam. The SummerSlam, and then we'll know the SummerSlam story whenever when the Saudi thing is over with the King of the Ring. I don't. This story has a means to an end because the story we all know what the story is going to end up with. Maybe not right away, but Jacob's going to join Roman to learn under the learning tree, so to speak. Shout out to Chris Jericho. Um,
Hmm.
that's the end of the story. Now, I don't think, as far as the conclusion, like I said, when we was talking about the matches, we said this is automatically a two pay-per-view story at least because you're not going to beat Roman on the first time, but you got to give Jacob the cool points for when for getting to the next match or to you know get to the next story point. I'm sorry. So yeah, like I think it's over at Clash of Italy. I think to conclude, like I said it online a few times that the story begins or the fire the issue with Jacob begins when Roman says you're not ready. Right, that's what makes Jacob fire up, and that's when you first see him use the tongue and death grip. Right, Roman then says again, you're beneath me in this ring. We might be family, you might be same blood and equal, but you're beneath me in this ring. Jacob gets mad. He puts the tongue and death grip on him. Then he keeps saying, "You
Hmm.
didn't tap into me. You didn't bring me up when y'all was with the bloodline. Y'all left me hanging. Solo caught me." Roman's retort is, "No. Well, I brought Solo in, and I also okayed Solo to bring you in. So it's not like it's like I feel like the ending of the story is y'all didn't come get me. Why didn't y'all come get me? Because you wasn't ready, Jacob. You got to learn that. Let it go."
Hmm.
And I think once you get that part of it, is the part where reconciliation happens, and then that's when he joins the bloodline. Then from there, it's on him to keep his momentum going to at least Royal Rumble. So yeah, I don't think this goes past Clash. And I think once he gets past Clash, maybe you get a match at that Madison Square Garden. Um, uh, uh, what's it called? Damn, Saturday night main event at that Madison
Yeah.
Square Garden one. Maybe you get the last
Hmm.
match there if it's the third one. But yeah, I don't think it goes past there, and I don't even think you get that there because I think we'll be squarely in whatever the program will be for Roman going into SummerSlam. So I think it ends at a Clash.
Okay. I wouldn't be mad, but I'll say this: if it does end that clash, I think you have to revisit this feud down the line. You definitely
Well, I
have to
mean, down
revisit
the
this
line
feud.
could be next year. Down the line can
Yeah.
be, when Roman retires, he's the guy that retires Roman. Like it can be, down the line is again general. I seen a post earlier today, and it said something wild. It was really it's a general thing that nobody. It was like, bro, that's too general for me to agree with. I can't do that. So yeah, like maybe a year from now they get a third match. When Jacob's a bigger star, he can actually, be not viable to beat Roman, but story will dictate that he beats Roman. You know what I'm saying? But I think you get the two matches, and I think that third match is it probably comes like down like you said down the line.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm not sure what happened with Pop. We lost her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but
Shout out to Pop though.
um, yeah, shout out to Pop. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Shout out to Pop. I do. You know what? I want to do this as we get ready to come to a close for tonight's show
There you go.
because oh, there she is. Okay, all right. Pop's back. All right, Pop's back. Pop. As we get ready to close out the show here, um, I do want to say this because as we were recording last week, we had gotten the news that the owner of man, Time Warner or yeah, TNT, TBS, the Atlanta Hawks, the Atlanta Braves, CNN, WCW, billionaire Ted Turner had passed away at the age of 87, I believe. He's 87 years old, and want to be able to say that Ted Turner, man, he was an innovator. He pushed for man, dude like I'm not a Braves fan. I can't stand the Braves, but back in the day, I watched the Braves on TBS. I knew all the Braves players, whatever. Matter of fact, that's why there's so many Braves fans in this country because of him putting them on TBS. Also, because of what he did for CNN, it was a 24-hour news network. But since we're talking about wrestling, he was the big force behind WCW becoming what it was. Um, Man, he was a trailblazer. Dude had WCW on. I used to love watching WCW Saturday night. That was a great thing. I used to love that as a kid, man. And then of course Nitro, uh, and then Thunder later on. Man, Ted Turner was truly a trailblazer, and he put the pressure on Vince for a few years, man, to where WCW was leading the ratings in in the Monday Night War.
83
So
weeks.
83
Oh,
weeks,
yeah.
man. So our condolences to to Ted Turner's family and this tragic loss. Fair Pop, you guys want to say anything about old billionaire Ted?
I mean, you said it best, man. If it wasn't for him, wrestling probably doesn't look like it looks right now. And I know people want to give, Vince a whole bunch of credit for that, but if it wasn't for that dude pushing Vince, Vince wouldn't have did what he did in that era to make it what it is right now, as far as how we watch wrestling. So
Hmm.
you also got to give him credit. He was the guy that was paying him guaranteed contract. That's another thing that Vince had to move over for.
Hmm.
Had to
Yep.
pay him more people more money. So it's like he put a lot of contributions that you probably don't know, but if you're like a wrestling fan, you understand like the little bit of the business that they let you understand, then you understand that that dude was definitely a pioneer in wrestling. So shout out to him and condolences to his family.
Most definitely. Pop.
Yeah, I kind of agree with what's being said. I think without having WCW do what it does, we don't get the iteration of what WWF, aka WWE, is. Like, unique. Like, to me, that was a pivotal point, specifically in the acceptance culturally of wrestling culture, because it allowed more avenues and more people to consume a pretty crazy product when you look back on it. But it was
Yeah,
really good. And to me, I think it kind of laid the foundation of how we view wrestling now.
Most definitely,
absolutely.
man. Ted Turner, thank you for everything you gave us. TNT,
Oh,
Turner Classic Movies. I used to love watching
hold
that
on,
with my old man. But go ahead, go ahead.
hold on. We don't want to talk about we don't talk about Cody and Gunther. We don't want to talk about Cody Gunther. You want to do that? You want to do that? No,
Well, you
no.
know what?
Don't
You
talk about.
said you had to
You
go
know
to
you don't
bed,
want to talk
man.
about no goddamn Cody Gunther. Fuck out of here. Boy, nobody care about no Cody Gunther. Boy, nobody care about that shit. Go ahead, man. Go
because
ahead. Go ahead.
because listen, because I want the winner to be Gunther. Shit, like I
Exactly.
do.
Nobody want Cody to win.
Like, the only way I want, like, the only Cody I want is an evil Cody. Become Homelander, bro. Like, that's all. I don't. I'm tired of this good hero. I am this highest virtuous
And what the
person.
fuck is
Get in the mud,
hard easy
Cody.
to find, hard to beat? What is easy to find, hard to beat? Who the fuck gave you that '80s tagline? Get the fuck like what is he talking about? I'm easy to find, hard to beat. I guile. You're taking it too far now. Okay. All right, we don't need '80s fucking catchphrases on these cheesy ass action fucking Thunder in Paradise ass fucking line you just gave me. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Shout out to fucking Thunder in Paradise, another Ted Turner classic. Shit. Fuck out of here with that shit.
Hey, shout out to Turner Classic Movies channel, man. They show some good stuff. Or actually, good and bad movies. But shout out to them for that. RIP Ted Turner, man. That's gonna do it for us here on Wrestling with the Bros. Thank you so much. The Pop coming on the pod with Fair and myself. We greatly appreciate it, Pop. Thank you for everything. Shout out to our wonderful executive producer, Smitty. James could not be here tonight. He got stuck at work. They told him either stay or
Yeah, I
you're
wonder why.
fired. So he had to stay. He had to
Wonder
stay.
why.
But
Yeah.
make sure you follow us on X, Twitter, whatever you call it, at WWTB 2024. Also, hit that like, subscribe button for our Wrestle with the Bros channel. For Fair, Pop, Smitty, I'm Chris. Y'all have a good one. Smitty, hit the music. We out. See you next time. See you next time. See you next time. Yo, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to the 12th episode. I remember this time. The 12th episode of Wrestling with the Bros.
acknowledge us.